Well, rally fans, it's nice to see another modern brand, taking on rally cars from the old days. I guess 1992 is not the old days, but if you're 10 years old, that's a long time ago. All right, and since I have the mentality of a 10-year-old, I'm calling it the old days. This is number 322, so the MiniGT train keeps chugging along, and it's great, I think. I'm always debating if this is the best brand in 164. And when I say that, it's not the best quality, it's not the best detail, but value. Like, they make a quality product, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and it has what I'm looking for in almost everything I'm looking for. So that's why I like them. Okay, so typical packaging, it's fantastic. If you want to know, this is a 1992 Rally 1000 Lakes winner. This is basically the Rally Finland. It's called the 1000 Lakes. So this is the car that actually won that event. It's an official product by Lancia. Okay. So, actually, there's a bit of a story. This exact car with this registration, which I don't know if this model is going to have. There it is, the registration. Hold on. TO13721T. This is the last car built by Abarth, and it's for the 1992 season, and it was driven by I'm going to mispronounce this, Didier Auriol. I'm assuming a French gentleman, and he used it to win this race. So it's this victory that secured Lancia as a manufacturer to win 6 straight world championships, and no one's beaten that to date. So the Lancia Delta, won 6 years in a row the manufacturers championships. Sadly, Mr. Auriol came in 3rd place for the drivers championship this year. I think Carlos Sainz won the drivers championship. All right. I think this is a modern picture of this car. I could be wrong. And then I think this is a photo of the car after it was sold off by Lancia, so it went into privateer hands and it was raced afterwards. So they didn't have as much of the sponsorship, I guess. Okay. Ooh, I almost pressed the power off button. Yeah, be mindful of that stuff. Alright, let's see. There's one reason why I like this brand so much. Tampo printing. And if you're new to collecting or small scale toys or vehicles, whatever you want to call these things, Tampo printing is literally taking paint and putting that paint into a graphic onto a body or something. Whereas a decal is like a film of plastic that's laid on with water, and it's just supposed to stick on with like an adhesive, but plastic cracks, at least thin plastic will crack fairly easily. So if you want to have a collectible last a long time, I feel like Tampo printing is the best way to go, because it literally is paint. So as long as the paint stays nice and the paint underneath it stays nice, the model will look nice in decades to come. And that is proven by decades old Hot Wheels and stuff, which use Tampo prints. At least the older one, the main lines do. Alright, I usually start with the wheels, but we did the Tampo discussion there, and what do you know, there actually is some air passing between these inner holes. You can see some light getting through, but not the outer holes. So, yeah, it's too bad. Would have been obviously nice if these outer holes were also passing air, but I have a feeling what's going on is that maybe it's the thickness of the rim. If they hollowed the hole out and you pinch this wheel, you would crush the wheel. So this is partially another reason why people should stop asking for rolling models. This is a sacrifice MiniG had to make because people want toys that do that instead of look like the photographs. So it's a different style of collecting, obviously. If you like to play with your toys, MiniGTs are fantastic. I would prefer a more realistic model myself. MiniGT is kind of caught in between the two. Are they scale models or are they toys? both sides could have an argument for that. I have no clue what these little dots would be, but all this sponsorship looks really nice. You know, a little Michelin man there. This is all nice. No problems there. We have these mirrors here. They're little wedge mirrors. They don't stick up very much. And that seems kind of realistic. Maybe they should actually stick out a little more based on one of those photos, but I could be wrong. Are they rubbery? Yes. MiniGTs usually have rubbery mirrors. I do feel like that might be soft. I could be wrong. I don't know. No, they're soft. I'm pinching the ends. So that's nice, I guess. Alright, the front end. 4 clear headlights. They look good. 2 different textures here. This texture here, this texture here. That looks nice. And then we have a lot of black paint for these recesses in the grille. It looks like this might be an orange piece of plastic. I'm going to have to zoom in on this. Wow, that's unexpected. This is very nice. So, this is like some sort of residual glue, I think. It's a soft glue that a lot of brands used to put their lights on. So, it's easy to remove, and it doesn't like cloud up the clear plastic, which like a crazy glue will do. So that's why I suspect they use it. Crazy glue will just craze the plastic and fog it out. Lancia logo, it's okay. Alright. Yeah, that's a really nice front end. I mean, for the cost of a MiniGT, that's really nice. I'm very impressed. Just get a dental pick and, you know, get some of this out of here. It'll look even better. Going to the top here. We got the printing of, you know, the driver and the co-pilot or the navigator. Looking good. Look at this tampoing. You know, it's not just printing all at one time like a color printer. They literally have to lay paint on top of other paint. You can see, you know, this red is underneath this dark blue. And the dark blue is above this sky blue here because it's a little bit off alignment, but I think they did a good job. There's a lot of processes, and this is why a lot of companies use decals, because this could all be one piece of plastic instead. But again, it might crack off in the future. Some ribs here with some black paint, bent paint, looks good. This looks all very fantastic, very clear, very legible, so fantastic. Raised painted black wiper blades looks good. Even the banner here is Tampo printed. There's a little box, I think maybe that pops open for air ventilation. All this stuff looks fantastic up here. And the wing. Originally I had no idea this thing was adjustable because I don't work for rally teams, but apparently this thing can be adjusted in its angle. And it's a separate piece here by MiniGT. Looks good how they got the printing on the back there. This side we have the door handles sticking out a little bit, painted black, looks nice. There's a little vent here painted black, and it is molded, this little recess here. Tires look nice from the side. They don't look like off-road tires, which actually oddly a rally car should have, but if you look at any of those photographs, you don't see giant knobbies like it's like a Bigfoot truck, right? Alright. Seems alright. Nice printing. Fantastic to have a real plate. I did see a photo of a car like this. I just assumed it was a custom weird version, so I didn't bring it up in this video. But apparently that photo I looked at was the real car. It has these like red tubes. I'm gonna guess maybe those are exhausts? I don't know. It's like weird because why would you have these flanges and then this flap on it? Or do these, can people step on these to get on the roof or something? Very odd. Please, if anyone knows what these things are, I'm sure everyone would want to know in the comments section. I think that's the rear handle for the back hatch. It's a little bit of a, feel something there. Alright. So, I'm sure many of you are going to complain about the slick tires. And yeah, that does seem like an oversight, especially considering MiniGT very often I think they very often have treaded tires, so I don't know why they did that, unless, well, I don't know. Could they have not maybe gotten tires from a different casting and just put them on here? Or are these wheels a totally new diameter from other castings? Part of me also thinks that these wheels might be a little bit too large. I have to go back to that side comparison. And yeah, another criticism, although after looking at all this, it's pretty minor. It doesn't tell you what the car is. So whenever I pull this out for review in the future, I might forget what this is. I'll literally just say it's a red, white, and blue race car. It's not really helping people learn about cars if you don't tell them what it is. Because who's going to just display this in a cabinet and then keep the box next to it? That just doesn't happen, right? Yeah, okay, one nice thing though is it is screwed together. And, well, let's see. Let's take it apart. See in that side photo a silver roll cage, but I think that's a modern photo. So I don't know if this thing really had a black roll cage during this race, possibly. Doesn't seem to want to come out here. Get this thing in there to pry it out. Yeah, while we're down here, this is the exhaust tip. It's part of the metal base. So yeah, that really is a mystery. What are these tube things just jammed into the rear? Well, I don't want to break it. I don't want to bend the axles and have the wheels all lopsided and cambered when they like JDM style. So I guess I'm just going to leave that alone. I'll put those screws back later. Let's get the spin thing out, because I happen to have a few other Deltas here by CM's, which is an old brand. Maybe we should do a comparison first, because I do believe this is the exact, it is, it's the same number. So, let's segue again and pull out the tray of comparación. So MiniGT is on the left, CM's is on the right. CM's, you can still buy them on eBay. They're going to cost you a bit though. I think the CMs are around $8 or $10 when they're brand new. Well, I mean, this has 4 clear lights as well, but there's a general lack of paint in this whole turn signal area on this one. Other CMs do have paint there, but not this one. They definitely skimped out there. Oh, but they have lights. Plastic here. This is a clear lens I'm touching right now. So these are apparently fog lights, I think. But you know, MiniGT just has black paint there. And that front photograph I pulled up, both front photographs, they just look like black recesses. So I guess it's fine. But for CMs, apparently knew that these were actually fog light covers down here. They both have the printing here on the chin lip. The chin lip on the CM seems to be a separate piece. This one's just casted in, so it's not sticking out nearly as far, because it's part of the diecast. Getting to the hood, I like that, you know, MiniGT has this black paint going on in the vents. Although the vent details are quite different. Look how long or tall the vents are on this and how not they are here. So quite a difference. And look how big these corner vents are and how small they are here. So I don't know, I don't have a top view of this car, so I don't even see any vents on that photograph with the guys standing on top of the hood. I think they must swap out the hood after the race so they know people are going to stand on it. Interesting. The wiper blades here are much wider and more realistic, I think, than these minuscule wiper blades that don't even cover half the windshield properly. So this is Tampo printed as well, and that's another great thing and why I like CMs. Their graphics are mostly all Tampo prints, and this model is probably from 2010 or earlier, maybe 2007, I forget. But you'll see here, this one is starting to get some paint rash here. There was an antenna on this CMs. They come with antennas, but this one broke off. Okay. Going to the side view. From this distance, actually, these spoke holes, even though they're blanked off, they look fine. They look like they're all black. The in ones, the outer ones. The center cap or hole here is black as well. So this looks pretty good, actually. I can't say the same for the CMs, though, because those recesses aren't deep enough. The whole wheel looks very white, you know. They could have either added a black paint wash or obviously make them deeper. It's kind of hard to do with so many details on a wheel like this. CMs chose to add mud flaps to this one, so I don't know what race this is. If I took notes, CMs doesn't write anything on the bottom. You will see it has treads though, but you will see it's press fit together so you can't open it. The muffler tip is actually nicer on this one because it's a plastic base, so you have a really thin and painted silver muffler. So now MiniGTs over here with the weird things here. Both have the registration plate. The CMs actually looks better, I think. The text is bolder. I don't know which is more accurate though. Sponsorships all look matching up pretty nicely that I can tell. This one has these bumps here for the rear lights or something. Where is that? Literally has what I think was clear plastic or not. Maybe it's not clear plastic. I'm sorry, I gotta go back. The thing is so small. Is that silver paint? No, I do. Yeah. See right there, it looks like there's a clear plastic over it, but maybe it's not. See, now it looks a little more matte. I think I was just thrown off by this residual glue. Maybe this glue is from here and it just streaked across. Yeah, I think that's paint. So I retract that earlier statement and maybe I'll have to edit that out. Rear wing, both have the printing on the back side. Well, you know what? I also retract this. This is a capped off exhaust tip, but it is silver. This is a hollow exhaust tip, but it's black. I guess I like this, right? I like dimensionality versus paint. So one could always add silver there, but maybe it's not even silver on the real one. This is a more pronounced rectangle protruding. This one not so much. I feel like it should protrude more looking at the winning photo, the second photo I pulled up. Alright. Now, this rear window on the CMs has printing on it. MiniGT does not. What I am noticing on the MiniGT is there's a spare tire in there. The CMs does not, I don't think, but the CMs has a silver roll cage. The MiniGT's is black, so it's a little hard to see the MiniGT one. Well, I don't know if the height, yeah, the height is different. The MiniGT is sitting lower. Yeah, so there's a difference there. The mirrors on the CMs have printing on them. I do see it on that jumping photo and the side photo. So this is more accurate. Well, it's more work for sure. It's both. It's work and accuracy. But here's where CMs very often goes wrong. They did the best they can. The roll cage is low. The reason why is this side plastic window has a piece of plastic attaching it to the windshield and the other side. So this roll cage can only go up to the bottom of this plastic, but that plastic is underneath the diecast. So that's why the roll cage sits so low. Now the question is, did MiniGT, what did they do about that? It's a very reflective window. I'm gonna need the light. See same thing, the window is covering the whole bottom of the roof. So they just, MiniGT skipped the horizontal bars of the roll cage, you know, to prevent that bar from just sitting too low. It's, I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it make sense to do that? My issue is it's still sitting very low, but it has to because it has to join the vertical here with the diagonal going to the back of the car. But if you look at the side photograph, see, it's like almost touching the roof, but you can't do that when you have a thick piece of clear plastic there. So MiniGT couldn't just have this hanging in the air, so they had to attach this bar to this bar, and that's why it looks low. But I mean, does it look as bad as this, where the entire thing? I don't know, because the windows are so tall, you can still see the steering wheel and all that. Maybe CMs is better. Leave a comment what you guys think, which roll cage methodology you like. I'm noticing though on this photograph here, those weird things in the back are on this side photo. Those red things. It's a real shame I can't get this thing open. It's probably like some paint dried together or something. That didn't break it loose. Nope. Not happening. Alright, I'm going to continue on here with just looking at the interior of this guy. So yeah, the steering wheel, the tire look great. That steering wheel is nice and thin, and then there's a whole bunch of buttons. There's never a decal in the instrument cluster on MiniGTs. I mean, these are not expensive resin models here. But nice molded details though, all the switches and stuff. Shifter there looks pretty good. Yeah, it's very tall, which I think a rally car would have. And it has racing seats here with actual openings for the harnesses. Those are pretty nice seats actually. Yeah, alright. And I didn't even notice there's something on the side window here which the CMs doesn't have. This little green rectangle. Not sure. Obviously two people's and their name belongs there, but the CMs doesn't have that one, but they have it on the back glass. Oh yeah, also on this side here. Didn't even notice this. Maybe registration tags or something. So that's nice. Alright, let's get these guys spinning again. Quite a bit of a segue. You may also notice there's a number 3 on the roof of the CMs. It's not to say that's not accurate or not. different races, they changed the badging around, so maybe they added it later in the season. I am also noticing there's a bump right here on the back of the CMs, probably because there's a wiper blade on the real car, or at least the motor of it. I don't know, maybe not. So I do have a bunch of other CMs though. Let's bring out. This one is next one. I just have a sticker saying it's from 1991, so it goes back in time. This one, next one says 93 Acropolis, goes future time. And then 1993 Super Delta. I don't know which race though. Monte Carlo. So those are all CMs branded except for obviously today's topic. You will also notice on these other CMs they do have orange paint, for the turn signals on some of them. But all the wheels are kind of that weird blanked off lame molding. They all have the rear license plates, and they all seem to have mud flaps as well. Yeah, okay. So what to think of this car? I think for the money it's fantastic. It's oddly very similar to that CM's, but CM's again doesn't exist anymore. So if you can't track it down, this is a fantastic alternative. In many ways it's better. In many ways it has more details. Some ways maybe not as much. But I think in general, as an overall thing, it is better. So I think great job there, MiniGT. So I think MiniGT has the Lancia Stratos. I think they've released a road version first, but they're going to come out with a whole bunch of those and racing liveries, and I already have a few of those as my CMs as well. So there'll be more comparisons to come for sure. I appreciate you guys watching today, and I'll see you in the next rally race. Bye.